Hi everyone. Uh, Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please like and subscribe to the channel to get regular updates on the CFE prep. It's a beautiful fall morning here in Calgary and just the right time to start preparing for May CFE. So today we are going to discuss about the day 2 assurance role AO materiality, and we will see what is required from the feedback guide to reach to C or CD for this AO. Again, this is a repeating AO which would you could easily score a C or CD. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a secret tip how to about this AO. So hang in there. So let's get to it. Um, okay, so here it is. Now in day 2, usually if you have seen the previous video about audit risk, that is the first AO. Second AO is usually calculating the materiality. Now for materiality, you have to, the step 1 is you have to identify who is the user and what are their objectives. So as an auditor, as a CPA, why you are auditing the financial statements, who is the user of your opinion. Okay, so based on the case facts, you start identifying the users. Generally, there could be shareholders which would be interested in profitability of the company and the share price. Now, if it's a public company, in the case scenario, then the share price matters more. If it's a private company, small owner manager, then the profitability and value of the company as such, intrinsic value of the company matters the most. Then second is bank. Usually they will have some loan covenants, some type of financial arrangement with the banks. So bank would be highly interested in the profitability of the company that would justify the repayment of the loan, so the liquidity and profitability of the company. So identify based on the case facts who are the key users of this financial statement. Then in addition to that, there would be board of directors, management. If it's a subsidiary, then the holding company, they would be checking if the company is performing well. Then sometimes there are some other case facts, so some other users that would be interested in the financial statements, like suppliers who are getting some part as a payment. Then employee shareholders, if there is a stock options arrangement in the company, or if there is a potential investor that is interested in the company, then the objectives will be different as per the user's intention. It could be profit, revenue, liquidity, or the overall valuation of the business as such. So the very first step is to identify the user and the objective of that user. So as you start reading the first few the case facts of the start identifying the users and their objectives, and start writing it down either in your plan or in your AO, where you start noting down the users and objective. Then the second step is, based on all these users, reduce it to a common measure which what is one thing that everyone is interested in. So that would be the base that would be needed for your materiality calculation. So explain that base. Don't just write that, okay, I'm using net income before tax. So explain that given the majority of the users are concerned with profitability and the ability to make debt repayments, a benchmark based on income before tax would be the most appropriate basis. So don't just say that we will use net income before tax and start calculating. So explain why you are choosing that base. Now, there are some cases where you will find that it is a loss. So if there is a loss, you cannot use obviously that as a materiality base, because it goes in negative figure. So the alternative basis would be revenue or assets. So explain that why you are using revenue or why you are using assets. So if you're more focused on profitability, the alternate basis would be revenue. And if you're focused more on the valuation and suppose it's a new investment, that type of situation, then the basis would be asset. So first explain the base. Second, alternative base. If you have time, then I would suggest always give two alternate base. So like even if net income before tax is a valid base, still give another option that which you could use. Then discuss about the range of materiality that you can use, what it should cover. It is there is the materiality range is a professional judgment that a CPA would decide. CAST 320 does not specify a specific percentage as such, but the common guideline is 3 to 7% of net income before tax, or 1 to 3% of revenue or assets. So discuss about the range that is common in this type of materiality. Now, based on your assessment of the user objective and their sensitivities, arrive at a final conclusion of what you are suggesting. Okay, so based on the higher sensitivity of users toward profitability, I would suggest to use a 5% base, 5% for calculation of the materiality. Now, sometimes the audit planning memo would be given to you, like they have done some previous work and the audit planning memo was prepared, and they have identified the same base, but the percentage was maybe 6%, 7%, and if you're changing it to 5%, then mention that specifically that previously this was the base, but based on the changes or the higher sensitivity, maybe the bank is more concerned, like before the bank was not concerned, they have missed one uh, payment of loan or something, some case fact indicates that the base should be a little bit lower because the sensitivity has increased or the share price has gone down. So users are more concerned, more worried if the targets would be achieved. So in that case, give a reference that due to the changes in the factor, I'm suggesting that the base to be reduced from X percentage to now 5%. Okay, so whenever something is already drafted, given, then always relate to it. If nothing is mentioned, you're the first time you're doing this, then just go ahead with your conclusion. Next is calculation of the materiality. So you would take the net income before tax, whatever is given. Now from your financial reporting AOs, you would have some adjustments to the profit. So take that adjustments here of adjust the profit. So this is your adjusted net income before tax. Now you have suggested 5%. So 5% of this would be your materiality. So anything, any error or misstatement that is about this level would be material. Now on this materiality, we would be discussing performance materiality as a next point, but performance materiality would be calculated as a percentage of this materiality, and the PM would be this much. Now, after the materiality calculation, discuss what is performance materiality. Okay, now what are the points that are to be covered? Explain what is performance materiality. It is set to cover the total identified and unidentified misstatements. Again, it is a professional judgment. Suggested range is 60 to 75% of the materiality. And based on your assessment, again, suggest a percentage. Okay, so if you're suggesting a low range of 60%, explain why you're suggesting 60%. If you're saying 75%, why is it 75%? So give one sentence about that. So here is a detailed explanation about what a performance materiality. Feel free to pause the presentation and pause the video and read through it. But this is a standard explanation for performance materiality. If you're short of time, be sure that you are covering these 4 aspects of performance materiality. Now we have calculated based on your suggestion here, we have calculated the performance materiality here, and this is the performance materiality amount. Now, next final point is conclude and discuss the impact. Now, if it was like I mentioned, if the audit planning memo was already there and they have prepared the materiality calculation and it given it to you, then suppose they have used a higher percentage, say 7%. So the previous into 7%. So the previous range was suppose 51,000. Okay, and now you are lowering it to 36,000. So what is the impact on your audit? The impact would be you will have to do more work because you have revised the amount. So maybe previously you have excluded some points as being some amounts that are not material, but due to the lower threshold of the materiality amount, now you will have to cover those. So explain that in your work, discuss the impact of the lower materiality, that is if it is lower than the previous planning level. uh, so it means additional work. Just one sentence, don't waste too much time here. uh, your target should be, you should be able to write all this in 15 minutes. Okay, so what I would suggest, in your first go you would know what are the user, in your first read you would know what are your users, what are your objectives, to start plotting it down. Then this is again standard kind of, if it's a check, if it's a profit, if it's a profit, then explain uh, the materiality base to be used, define the range. Then as you progress in your case, you will find the adjustments from the financial reporting AO. So this figure you will have to wait until the end to get to for your final calculation of materiality. But what I'm saying is you can set it up in such a way that once you just fill in this figure, then your calculation is ready. Now, if you see the feedback guide, okay, so this is the feedback guide that that is for this AO of materiality. If you see what is required, so if you discuss the user and their needs, partial if 2 users identified or 1 discussed, and yes if 2 users discussed. So always try to find out more than 2 users and explain what is their sensitivity is. So what are their needs and objectives. Then explain the appropriate base as we discussed. Calculate the materiality. Now, consistent with the analysis means with whatever user sensitivity you have identified and whatever financial reporting errors that you have identified. It doesn't matter if it is exactly correct or not, but make sure that you are incorporating the financial reporting adjustments in here. Even if there are 2 adjustments, 3 adjustments, you are incorporating here. So if you do these 3 points, you reach at a level of RC. So if you discuss all, like 2 users, their needs, this is a yes. If you explain the base properly, this is a yes. Now, if you don't consider the financial reporting calculation, this goes partial. If you include the adjustments, it goes to yes. After that, as a next step, if you discuss performance materiality, then it goes yes. And here you reach to the level of C, okay? And then for CD, what is required is discusses the need for specific materiality, as we saw here. What is the need? Why do we need to calculate the performance materiality and the impact? Okay, so what is the impact because of the change in the materiality? So if you discuss, if you're able to cover all these points, this goes as CD. So I think this is a very, if you know what is required for the level of CD, then this is a very easy AO to handle. It's just you have to follow the format and follow, like fill in the gaps based on the case facts. So you know you have to identify users, you know you have to write about their objectives, you know you have to just fill in the gap with which base to use and then explain that base. You know, these are the standard percentages, give that and calculate based on the financial reporting after the financial reporting adjustments. Now, um, as promised, I'll show you where to find this. Mm, okay, so if you see in the handbook, in the CAS section or auditing standards section, if you go to CAS 320, CAS 320, there is at the very end revision as the audit progresses. Very end, the very last para. So see here the 330 starts. Just before that, in the para A13, this explains what is performance materiality is and what it means. And so you don't have to write everything down. You just have to quickly come here, copy this para, and then modify it for like explain a little bit in relevance to the case. So that fills in the performance materiality portion very quickly. So that's it for today. I think if you follow all these steps, and it would be very easy to score a C or CD on the AO of materiality. So thank you so much for watching, and bye until next time. We'll come. The next video would be on the audit approach. So stay tuned. Bye.